All right, this is Full Circle Redemption. We're back in action in a new location, and today this series we're going to kick off is called Hard Truths. Today we're going to talk about the difference between an objective and a subjective truth. We're going to start out in John chapter 18, verse 33. It says, "Therefore Pilate entered the praetorium again and summoned Jesus and said to him, 'You are the king of the Jews.' Jesus answered, 'Are you saying this on your own, or did others tell you about me?' Pilate answered, 'I am not a Jew, am I? Your own nation and the chief priests handed you over to me. What have you done?' Jesus answered, 'My kingdom is not of this world. If my kingdom were of this world, my servants would be fighting so that I would not be handed over to the Jews. But as it is, my kingdom is not of this realm,'" meaning the earthly realm. "Therefore, Pilate said to him, 'So you are a king?' Jesus answered, 'You say correctly that I am a king. For this purpose I have been born.'" For this purpose. He's about to tell him the purpose. "And for this purpose I have come into the world." Here it is. Here's the purpose. "To testify to the truth." To tell the truth. Now, Jesus, by the reigning people of that era, the Pharisees, the Sadducees, those of the Sanhedrin, those ruling Judea, even the Herods, what's left of the Hasmoneans, they weren't fans of Jesus. Well, Herod was if he could get him to do some magic tricks or something. But here, Pilate finds himself in this precarious position where he's supposed to pass judgment. And Jesus is telling him that he's telling the truth. And Pilate says, he says, "What is truth?" Now remember, Pilate has many gods. He's a Roman. They've adopted the Greek gods into their own pantheon. They've got all kinds of gods. But he doesn't know the one true God. He is standing before him. Jesus is standing before him, that he's been there in the beginning, he's there right now, he's with us right now, and he'll be there in the future, and he'll be returning later on in our future. Jesus knows all that right there, and he's saying, "I'm telling the truth." Pilate has this conundrum. He doesn't understand even what truth is, because Pilate doesn't know God. Jesus is the truth. I am the way, the truth, and the life. That carries over into this world that we live in now. We live in a world where truth just changes depending on who is speaking, what people are around us, what the political environment of the day is, what's popular. What's going to give us some kind of notoriety, or what's going to make us admired by men or other people, right? The idea of being objectively true is fastly getting lost in this world in which we live in. We live in a world that's not unlike the 400-year period of Judges. If you ever read the book of Judges before, this is the last verse that sums up the book of Judges. Now, a lot of things happen in the book of Judges that are not so pleasant to talk about. We may talk about them in this series that we're doing now. But the last verse of the book of Judges says this: "In those days there was no king in Israel. Everyone did what was right in his own eyes." Everyone did what was right in his own eyes. What happens if all of us just do what is right in our own eyes, and we have no truth to base it on? Well, your truth can be one thing, and my truth can be another thing. What's right to you can be one thing, and what's right to me can be another thing. Is that not unlike the world that we currently live in? We change our opinions based on what is politically correct today and what's politically incorrect tomorrow. What's popular today and what's unpopular tomorrow. It shouldn't be that way. There is one truth. That one truth is recorded here in the Bible. If we rely on an objective truth, an unchanging truth, then we have a solid foundation to build the rest of our worldview on. If we build our house on shifting sand, our house will fall down. And this is the message that, one of the messages that Jesus has given the people during that time and now given to us in the Bible. So it's important for us to know the Bible. It's important for us to rely on the Word that is written down in here and use that as our guidebook. Use it as our basis for making decisions and not go here and there depending on the changing world that we live in. All right. Hope that you can apply this to your life, and we will see you soon.